We have to find her.
But the Amazon is quite... large.
I really want to start with congratulations on the film. You guys didn't crash the Ferrari on the third attempt.
That's good to hear.
Good to hear.
So one of the things is that Paddington is just so popular with so many people around the world. What do you think it is about the character that has resonated with so many people?
Well, I think since the late 1950s, when Michael Bond created the first Paddington story, he's given the world a character that we can all identify with because we've all been him. We've all been, at a new school or a new town or a new country even, and have relied on others to show us the way and to reach out the hand of friendship. So I think we all identify with that feeling of vulnerability. And as an audience, we want to protect the bear. And for his part, he wants to fit in. He wants to do his best. He wants to contribute to society. The trouble is, he usually gets it wrong, and ends up with people being either doused in water or marmalade, or a combination of the two. But the dial always resets to positive by the end. And I think knowing that is the world that we're in, we feel safe going on these adventures with him. And I think that's certainly true in the third film.
Emily, I'm not sure if you want to add anything.
I mean, I think that was so perfectly said. But no, I definitely think that Paddington is a figure of he represents tolerance and inclusivity and, as Hugh said, a sort of reaching out to people between people that, Paddington is a stranger in the home of the Brown family in the first two films and in the first few books. And he... in the process of taking him in, they learn as much about themselves as they do about him, and vice versa. And there's this kind of feeling of the sort of the richness and discovery that comes with getting to know people who are different from you, and that seems like an incredibly important message, not just for now as much as for any time previously. I think it really feels great to be in this movie that has that message and has this character at the center of it at this particular moment in time. It's a wonderful feeling.
Yes, I completely agree. It's nice to watch a movie that is about being kind to one another.
Yes, and one that you feel you could be sitting... the people that are going to come to the cinema to watch this film will be from every different group of society, and you could have voted for anyone in the general election in America and still enjoy Paddington, and you can be any age and still enjoy Paddington. And that's an actually kind of radical feat in this day and age to have made a movie that is as universal as this one.
I love learning about the behind the scenes of the making of films or TV. Is there, what shot or sequence ended up being the most challenging to pull off, whether it be a camera move, whatever the reason? Was there one shot that was a challenge?
I think for me, the one that just popped in, there were several, but the one that popped into my head was when Paddington is strapped to the wheel of the boat, and it's now come dislodged from its housing and is rolling up and down the deck. He is rolling up and down the deck, and Jonathan and I are having to run away from it, and then it starts chasing us, and then we are running the other direction. Anyway, it was quite a complicated sequence because you've got a boat that's on a gimbal. I mean, spoiler alert, we weren't actually in a river. And you've got the camera that's trying to track the movement of this wheel as it goes up and down. And we're trying to imagine where this wheel is because it's not actually present. So there was a whole combination of factors: the movement of the boat, the movement of the camera, the movement of us, and an invisible wheel with a bear strapped to it. So that was all quite complex that you're trying to get that in your head. And so a fantastic camera crew as ever, led by Eric Wilson, and Dougal's masterly eye of, and also it's all to do with split-second precision timing for comedic rhythm as well as the technical stuff. So there's a whole load of factors that came into play. So that was early on in the shoot and was quite fiddly and technical, but I think it's come off well in the movie.
Definitely. Emily, for you? Was there one shot?
It's interesting, Dougal Wilson, who directed the third film and didn't do the first two, I think has brought his own particular kind of vision to this movie, and the kind of mechanics of these kind of action sequences. First of all, on that boat, the boat was the first one we shot, and then later in the movie, towards the end of the movie, we shot that aeroplane, the kind of crashing aeroplane being driven by a crazed nun in the form of Olivia Colman. That was, again, we were on a kind of a gimbal. So we were in a studio, but it was very practical and kind of analogy the way it was all shot. And each shot was meticulously planned by Dougal. But we were really rocking back and forth, and there was real wind, and there was, it was all happening, and branches falling against the windscreen, and the roof flying off, and, having to hold on to Sam as he went out to do his thing. It was all happening, and it was kind of extremely challenging and also really fun. It was like kind of being a kid again, because really all you had to do was just scream your head off. They were memorable, those moments. They were really kind of exhausting, but in a good way.
It turned out great. Listen, I got to go. I'm just going to say congrats, and thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you
so much. All the
nice
best.
talking to you.